Welcome to my channel. This is the Ender 3 Pro and we're going to have a go at assembling it. We've got the instructions. We've took everything out of the box. The instructions are here. We've checked that the parts are all there, listing 1 to 14 with screws. The actual packets of the screws are labelled with the size. So if you look at the size here, say M16 for example. So you look, I would not empty the screws out of the packets, because that's telling you what ones you're going to use. And then we're just going to start doing step 1, 2, 3. So step 1 says, let's get the pieces first. So we'll face the board so it's exactly the same as these instructions here, and we'll find these 2 bars and the 4 pieces at M545. So there's your arms, and you can't really see, but you've got the 2 holes here that are lower and higher there. And then you've got the M5 by 45 bolts that are going to poke up through from the bottom here and here. So we've got the bar here, look, and the screws, 2 screws at the bottom. The other one here, 2 screws there. We're going to poke the bolts up from the bottom. There's 2 there and 2 here. Poke through and hopefully thread into the bottom of these. Be really careful not to cross thread. So I will be careful. Thread going in, and they're going to sit like that. I would open these in a way where you don't lose the packaging, because then you're still going to have the labeling to tell you what the bolts are. So you'll grab your tool set, start to put in your Allens. Now I think that once we've got 1 bar on the left, we're better lean it over, because it is, if you just stand it up, it won't stand on its own, it wants to fall over, so you just got to be careful. So I'm holding it like that while I put the screws from the bottom. You can see there, screws underneath, screws in, and just do them finger tight first. Okay, they're in, and look, you can sort of hold it, and you can see the screw there, same as the diagram. Once you've got 1 on, look, you can lay it on its side then, and you can poke the screws up from the bottom. So 2 screws from the bottom, and then we're going to line up the bar. 2 bolts, just mind the wire, it doesn't go, in between. And 2 bolts poking through. Line it up like that and tighten those 2 bolts with the Allen key, clockwise, like so. Going well so far. There you go, starting to look like a 3D printer now. So that's good. I'll bet you that's actually the easy bit, but anyway. So you can see that threads are in the front of these and on top as well. So you can see how it sort of works. Following the instructions. Step 2, 2 pieces, MX8, M5X8, M4X20. We're going to locate them. And it looks like we're putting on the control panel and the power supply. So the screws we need are the M420 and the M58. M420. M58, we've got our power supply, which looks like it will sit like that when it's in place. The short screws are going to go here. So we've got the 2 screws here, the longer ones there, the short ones are going to go in the front here, holding that in place. And you use the thinner Allen key. There's only 2 of the longer ones, M420. So this will just sit like that. And you virtually sit it on the bottom, and then there's 2 screws you can see there, 2 there. Just screw through and hold it in place. There's number 1, and number 2 goes down there. Wires sticking out here. And the whole time, they should screw in easily. Don't do them really tight, just pinch them. You can always go around and tighten a few things later. There is a selection to select the input voltage here. Mine's on 230. It can be changed to 115 or 230. It looks like you just click it up and down. Step 3 is to fit this device. The bolt's already on it here. And it's going to go here. And get this warning about how it will look when it's correct. So it goes across. I know it's not the clearest image. And I would say it just sits here. You go in like so, and then it just sits at the bottom. But then you want to tighten it in a way where the inner parts turn round so they lock it. That's what they need to turn so they lock it and they can't just come away. I think it's a bit of fiddling, poking it down there to turn them around so they just sit there nicely. And I'm finding it as soon as I tighten them, they turn anyway, and they're able to tighten. Number 3, complete. Number 4, we turn the printer around and we're going to bolt this. Not a great diagram. We need the pieces are M418, which you've got there, just 2 screws. And it's going to bolt this. Turn the printer completely round now, so it's the other way round. And see those 2 holes there? It's going to sit there. And for these, we need the even smaller Allen key. Okay, that's in place. Next. Step 5, you need 2 M416s. They were in a packet of 4. You need the bar that looks like this, not this one. It's the one with 3 screws at the end facing you. You need this lump here. And this piece here that was in one of these bags. And it just screws in there. There's a small spanner here. Just tighten it up, not too tight. That's on there. Then you're fixing this large object to, they are down there. If you look here, there are 2 screw holes. Let's see if I can zoom them in a bit better. It's quite hard to see. Let's just pick it up. There, see them? 2 screw holes, and those 2 holes go to here. And what they've done, they've made 2 holes on this side so you can poke your Allen key through those holes to tighten them, like so. And then you'll see it pokes right through. And it's the last 2 holes. Quite fiddly, but doable. I noticed to get it to fit flush, they've cut a bigger hole here. So it's quite fiddly trying to get it nice and tight without catching the clip here, this little switch. So just be careful. You screw them through, tighten to that, but at the same time you don't break or damage this, this item here. And I would say that's probably the fiddliest bit so far. Okay. We got our is it a valve on there? And you can see our little sensor thing there. Step number 6 is this piece here. And M416 it says here, 2 nuts. And they're going to go the same part. And you've got, it's going to fit like so. You've got the screws there. M416 screws. Okay, that's on there. It's looking like this now. So yeah, if you got this far, you're doing a great job. Starting to look like a 3D printer. And we're at step number 7. We've fitted the end bit, didn't we, here? So it looks like number 7 is this block here. It looks like it's not that block. It's actually this. So turn the whole arm around. You've got the QR code facing you. That's the other side. You've got 2 holes here. And we have to put this right at the end in this gap. Goes that way round. And it's again, you just loosen them, put them in the gap, tighten, and then just make sure that they're going across to hold themselves in place. That's it. Looking good. That's the whole arm. Step 8 is this rope here. So it looks like I should have slid this on first, because these little grooves here hold. You've got one that goes in like that and one that goes in like so, and that's what holds the belt. But we need the wheel on here first, so I'm just going to have to take the end off. It's only a couple of screws, and slide the wheel on this on, and it faces you like that. There you go. So you just basically take this off and this off, and then roll that on first, and then put these back on. That's better. Look, it just slides nicely. That's back on. I'm just going to put the end piece on. The next fiddly bit is this cable, which is going to loop around that sort of arm, and then we'll end up clipping here. So you've got to fish it through a little bit at both ends until each end will terminate here. So you can see it's gone, the cable or the plastic ribbon is, the smooth side is facing up, the cog is in there. So you want the serrated side facing downwards onto the cog. So you can see it goes round the outer spool, around the cog. When you've got it right, it will move back and forth easily, like so, and it will also turn, you know, the end bits. And you've got the sensor there, haven't you? A little switch there that's going to be hit when it goes all the way. Okay, that's good news. A little hiccup, but we got there. Well, that's the arm done. Now we need to get this spindle in here, which looks like it just sits in there, and you tighten these Allen keys. Okay. So now you're on quite a fiddly bit, I would say, where you've got to lower this like so. Keep the harness so that it's nearer you, and you're going to lower it over these arms and screw into this thread. You can see there with the hole. So that's a bit of a one-handed job. I mean, sorry, two-handed job. It's not a one-handed job. Let me get it on there. So make sure that your cables are sort of this side. I've just tapped it there, and I believe I can turn this to thread it in far enough down so I can then screw the top on. So pause it if you want to have a look. How we've done this. And as I'm turning this clockwise, the thread's coming through the top here. I mean, this is a motor. Eventually it will be making, you know, it will be turning it up and down. Okay, I think that's step 9 done. It looks like on mine, this part was already done. You got the, you know, holding the thread for that bar. Moving on to 10, we've got the M525 screws that hold the top on. That's nice and straightforward. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and solid. Step 11 looks like it's the part that holds the wheel. So it's like this and this, and it holds the wheel back to the M58 screw, and then you've got this M5T nut somewhere. I think it's these things here, M5T nuts. Yeah, you just drop them in the gap, just tighten them from the top and they tighten. So that worked well. And your spool's going to go in there. Just twist and pull that off. Poke it through and then twist it back on. You end up with that there. So it's starting to look like a printer. Again, how many times have I said that? So hopefully I've got that the right way around. If we have to turn it round, poke it out the back, I will. Yeah, okay, so just, if I've got it backwards. So now we have to connect all these cables. There's a diagram here for connecting all the cables. So I highly recommend you look at that. It's in the box, of course. And we're going to start connecting them one at a time. E, X, no number there, Z. But we'll, as we connect each one, we'll video it, okay? Couple of plastic bits here, we'll put them on in a sec as well. I might have to loosen the nuts to get them on. End caps are on. So really put them on before you tighten these. And you do have to lower this by winding that down so that it doesn't get in the way of the end caps. So Y is connected here, there's Y. Okay, here. And then we've got the power one, that's an obvious one. Connect here. This coloured one, stripy one, only can go in one way there. That's, you can see the squarey bit sticks up. Well, it will only go in one way, so that goes there. I can see why they've given you cable ties. So that clips in there quite nicely. Looks like is it Y? Looks like, yeah, 2 Ys go underneath there. They were already connected. Like so. That's the Y. This one here, it looks like is that a Z? It's the only one that's got 6 pins, so that has to go there. 6 pin just pushes into there. Nicely. As an overview, main power, you've got this connector here. The ones underneath. This one here. The big cable is hanging from behind. 3 more to go. B, X and Y. Z seems to go here. On that switch, that's Z. So X goes in there, little 3-pin cable, that's X. E goes to the one on the arm, with the thread, goes here, that's E. And this one marked X goes up in there. It's the one on the actual shaft. You've got the threaded one was the E, and then you've got the one that goes up inside there, which is the X. These only fit one way round. Don't force them, they should go in easy. There you are, just sort of carefully just clip them into place. See the little twin lines you've got there? Sorry. They only go on one way round. So the harness is now connected. And you've got Nico helping me as well. Yo, Nico. Yeah. So me and Nico are going to have lots of fun with this. So we should be able to just fire it up in a minute and just turn it on, but we haven't ran the filament yet. Okay, we've got the power to this device now. It's turned off at the moment. So I've just pushed that in there. So we know that's in there. We need to fish the filament through. Okay, so this is where the plastic comes out from is under there. So let's just turn it on and see what happens. So Nico is going to push the button, turn it on, let's see what happens. Go for it, Nico. Let's just see what happens. We can hear the fans come to life. Ender says ready, no errors at the moment. So what we're going to do now is see if we can feed the plastic through. But at the moment, it's come on, no errors. So we're just going to push it, then go to prepare. I think, let's have a look. Info, motion, temperature, configuration, what's that? Powerage, oh, so many settings here. I think what we'll do is we'll start doing, there's preheat, store settings, restore defaults, load settings, preheat PLA config, main, temperature, print from media, that will be your SD card, change media, about printer, printer info, that's the one we've got. If you hit it again, it goes back. Board info. So lots of info there. Temperature, main. Obviously we haven't tried to do anything yet. I think we'll leave it as that for now because I need to learn what to do, and then we'll see if we can. The next video will be loading up some filament and doing a test print. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. 7-3, all the best.